Okay, it's time to start the Puffly Bumply C2C baby blanket. So we'll start by making a slip knot. But I'm not going to tighten this circle here that makes the knot. I'm just going to pinch it. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 3. Well, let me pinch it with this hand for a minute. Okay, so there's my slip knot. I'm holding it, and I'm going to chain 3. Okay, I want to work a bumply stitch into the back bar of the second chain from the hook, so that's this one. Insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert in the same spot, yarn over, pull up a loop, another yarn over before going through, yarn over and pulling up a loop, pinch the base of those 6 loops and tuck the chin through. And I still managed to grab an extra strand. There we go. Okay, and chain 1. So there's my first bumply stitch in the corner, and that's in the back bar of the second strand. Okay, then I'm going to chain 1. Okay, and then we need to increase. So normally we would not go into the first top stitch of a bumply stitch. We would go over here under these 2 strands at the end. But we're increasing, so we're going to go in that spot and make a bumply stitch there. Remember, there's another video that breaks the bumply stitch down into its components, so I'm not going to go really slow right now. Okay, then I need to go under these 2 strands at the end of the row. So now we're working diagonally. Doesn't look like it yet, but we're going to go into those 2 strands and chain 1 to top it off. Okay, so here you can see the beginning of the corner. Here's 1, and now we have 2. Okay, at this point, I'm going to undo this loose slip knot and undo it again in that first chain that I never used, and pull that out. And there I have a knot-less beginning. You know how sometimes you have a knot that sticks out kind of like a cowlick, and it's hard and it's not easy to cover up with edge stitches sometimes even. So that's my solution to get rid of that knot. You can do it any time. You just start with a very loose slip stitch and you add 1 extra chain, and then it's just easier to undo that after you've done the first 1 or 2 rows. Okay, so now I'm ready to chain 1 before I turn my work. And I'm going to go into here. Before I do, I'm going to hang the stitch marker over the 2 strands of the live loop, the loop that's on the hook. Okay, so now I go into that top chain on the top of that first bumply instead of skipping it like I would if I were doing a horizontal version of this. Pull through and top chain. Okay, so then I need to find the diagonal strand and go to the right of it because I'm a righty. For you lefties, it'll be to the left of the diagonal strand. Okay, I'm going to pinch, go through, and top it off with a top chain. Now I've come to the end. I'm going to turn, look for this kind of knot here at the bottom, and go under 2 strands and work 1 more bumply stitch. Pinch, go through, top off. So there's 3. Chain 1, and to increase at the beginning of the row, we're going to work into that top chain. Before I do, I'm just going to hang the stitch marker over my live loop. And now I'm going to work my bumply stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. No, sorry. Insert hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Then yarn over, insert. So the first time, there's no yarn over before going through the fabric. So that's 1. That was my increase on that edge. And then I do 3 across. Look for the diagonal strand. Top it off. Okay, here I am at the end. I just put the stitch markers on that live loop so that you could see how easy it is to find where to insert the hook to work that last one. Stitch markers are our friends. They do more than just mark stitches. I use it also for some Tunisian crochet tricks, which I'll show you another time. Okay, so you can see my corner has been growing just by 1 at the beginning of every row. You do that 1 extra one in that top chain. So proceed until you have used up 45% of your yarn by weight is good enough. So if you have a kitchen scale, just weigh your skein and keep increasing both directions until your skein is 45% of what your total was, and then it's time to start decreasing.